All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started because I got something I wanted to show y'all that I have. I wanted to simplify something. I like taking like concepts where there's times where people will take like, they'll make something very simple, very complicated, and I like just doing the reverse of that. So I like finding like really complicated things and going, all right, how do we make this actually simple, right? So I'm actually going to show you something about how to get somebody to buy from you, right? Because I think one of the things that you got to remember with your side business, one of the things you got to remember with your full-time business is you got to start making sure that you have built in things that the big boys are already using. And I don't know if this is like my little gift to the world, but my lens, I'm starting to, I guess I will say, get better at, is I'm starting to be able to see what big and large companies are doing and go, oh, that's a thing, right? So if you're watching this, I need you to grab a pad and a pen because I'm gonna show you something on the board here real quick. And this is just a way for you to start thinking about whatever it is that your product or service is, that you want to start, like, I know you would want people who immediately when they see what you have, they're like, yes, I want that, right? Like you want to get to that process quicker because too many times we have an option of our product or service, but it takes so long for people to make a decision. And we're like, why is it that people take so long to make this decision? In your mind, you're thinking it's pretty simple. Well, there's a couple of things you got to know about the person that is actually looking at what you have to offer. So let's talk about this. So what we're going to do is, I'm just going to put this up here. How to get someone to buy. Okay? Because I know if we figure this part out, right? Like the rest of the game is pretty simple, right? It's just all about like, how do I get somebody to buy? This won't take long because I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this. And then, if you missed this, don't worry, you can rewatch it. It'll be on YouTube, it'll be fine. But I want to show you this because this is something that I am not only using, but I'm learning why it works. That's the crazy part. Like, don't just do something because you see a trend or a fad. You need to figure out why it works. Because when you figure out the why, you might figure out, either it will work for me in what I do, or it might not. But as long as you know why, it's important. So, okay, so let's do this. All right, so how to get somebody to buy from you. There's really three things that you need to do. Well, two things you really need to get good at, and one that makes the third one really important. Like that undergirds all of what I'm getting ready to share. So let's think about buying for a second, right? Let's just back up behind tactics and principles for a second. I just want you to realize, like, ask yourself a question. Really, like seriously, I'm not even kidding. Like I really want you to ask yourself this question. Why did you buy that cup of coffee today? Why did you go to that particular place for lunch? Why do you always go to that place for lunch? Right? Like, what is your reason? Like, why do you always do that? Why do you like your favorite restaurant? How did you find your favorite restaurant? Why is it that there's certain places that you go, you don't even care about the price? Okay? It's this one word, and I'm gonna tell you why this happens. Because it happens at Disney, it happens at the Apple store, it happens at a Lego store, it happens in the mall, it happens in your favorite store, a shoe store. It does not matter, and I'm gonna tell you why it happens. It's one word. It's one word. This right here is enough for you to go and like build something crazy. But let me show it to you. It's this one word. It's environment. That is the reason why you buy. It's just the environment. You might be thinking to yourself, Chris, what the heck does that have to do with me buying shoes and like, why would my wife go buy purses? Why does she love that shoe? Why does she? It's the environment. How do I know? Let's take Disney, for example. Disney, listen, you're an adult, especially if you got kids. You already know there's no point in talking about going to anything Disney related if you're not willing to do what first? Fork up some cash. Okay? Like you already know that when you first start having a conversation with your kids when they're old enough, right? Like I have this thing like in my brain, I'm like, I'm not gonna take my kids to any place like Disney until they're old enough to enjoy it. Because it's too much money to spend for you not even to remember that I took you. That's besides the point. But my point is that like before you start even having a conversation about going to Disney, Epcot, Adventure Island, doesn't matter. The one thing you know is that you're going to spend money. Because this is what great companies do. And this is why I said I like to take a very complex thought and break it down so that we can start doing it in our own businesses. I want you to understand the reason why Disney can charge what they charge, the reason why Apple can charge what they charge, the reason why the Lego store can charge, whatever, I'm just giving examples, right? The reason why that shoe can be what it is because they create the environment for you to buy. Now, what does environment have to do with how to get somebody to buy something? Let's put it this way. Imagine if somebody told you about a cruise, right? But they're telling you about a cruise right after, your tires have blown on the car and you're stuck on the side of the road and, you're looking for help and somebody just pulls over and says, hey, you doing okay? And you're like, well, I'm trying to get my tires. And they're like, well, hey, there's a cool Disney package cruise, that you can buy right now if you want it. And you're like, I ain't got tires I got to deal with right now. My tires are blown. It's the wrong environment to have that conversation. If I'm making sense, like wave at me. Okay, I see somebody. All right, just wave at me like if I'm making sense, right? Like you have to create the environment for somebody to want to buy from you. Like you have to. There's no getting around it. By the way, just so we're very clear, that is also the reason why some people are struggling to have anybody purchase anything from them to begin with. And it's because what's happening is people are actually trying to sell folks things and they're not in the right environment for them to make that decision. Okay? So I want to help everybody because I want us to start thinking about like what makes somebody buy from me? Why would somebody purchase X, right? Why is it that people buy that thing? Whatever it is, you've gotta realize there's a reason people buy stuff, okay? There's a real reason why they will buy something. And it has everything to do with this word right here, environment. So whatever your business is, whatever your product or service is, I need you to start thinking about how do I put people in the best light or in the best environment for them to want to buy something from me, okay? That's the first thing, all right? But we haven't even gotten to the three things yet, right? But I wanted to just give you some context, like, because it's important for you to understand, like, how am I going to get somebody to buy from me? Well, I got to create the environment. If you don't create an environment for buying, you're choosing basically as a default to make it very hard for you to sell your product or service. All right? You're making it really hard. I don't care what it is. All right. So now that we got the foundation element of the buying piece out of the way, let me give you two things that are really important to this, and I'm gonna tell you the one reason why those two things work. All right? So there's two things I'm gonna give you, but there's one reason why both of them will always work in the right environment. Okay? So here it is. Hey, go right now and get your pre-order copy. That's right. I wrote a brand new book with my business coach, Myron Golden. I can't believe I'm actually saying that out loud, but here's the cool part. We wrote this book together because one of the things I figured out was some people struggle with how to take any product or service and turn it into stories, success, and sales. Well, I wrote a book called From Side Hustle to Side Business. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to be able to do all three in rapid succession. So go to FromSideHustleToSideBusiness.com. Make sure you pre-order your advanced copy, but guess what? There's more. Here's what you get to do. I'm actually so excited about the release of this book. I'm going to make sure that I help you learn about the principles and share some things that didn't even make it in the book. Well, how could you do that? You can order your ticket when you purchase your copy of a 3-day webinar that I'm doing. That's right, 3 whole days where I'm going to be sharing with you stuff that didn't even make it into the book about how you can literally do this and build your business the right way possible. The only way you're going to be able to do that is you got to go to FromSideHustleToSideBusiness.com, get your advanced copy, get inside the 3-day webinar, and I look forward to seeing you soon. First thing I want you to do, no matter, I don't care what you're selling. Like seriously, I honestly don't care what it is you're selling. I don't care if you're selling toothpaste. I don't care if you're selling tires. I don't care if you're selling a service, software as a service. I don't care what it is. This is universal. Okay? This is universal. First off, here's number one. Stop having so many things to sell. I hate to bust your bubble. I hate to be like the bearer of bad news. I hate to be the guy that is like, I'll stand on this side. I hate to be that guy because I know that for a lot of people, it's like, yeah, but I got some great stuff that I want to sell. And I'm like, listen, let me tell you something about what you have to sell. 3 words. No one cares. Uh-oh, I'm sorry. I know you do. I do, right? Like, but nobody cares what you have to sell. They really don't. Nobody. Not even the customer. They don't care what you have to sell. How do you get them to care about what you have to sell? You have to create an environment in which they're willing to buy what you have. Why is it at Disney then that when you get off a ride, what is the thing you have to go through before you can walk out to the rest of the park? The gift shop. They created an environment of which the kids are having a great time, you're having a great time as an adult, and as a result of a great time of an environment, the ability to purchase goes up. Burgers, fries, drinks, of which, by the way, those 3 by themselves are like $120 at Disney, right? But guess what? You don't care when you walk into Disney. What you care about is a great time. As a result of them providing you that great time, you'll be willing to purchase. I hope I'm, because that was mind blowing when I learned that. But anyway, so the whole point is this. You have to stop selling so many things. Here's what I am learning when I'm coaching people about building them an effective side business. You're trying to boil the ocean. You can't. You don't have a stove big enough. Even a volcano doesn't really raise the temperature of the ocean. In total is my point. It raises us in a little corner, but not the total ocean. Hopefully later on that'll make sense to you. My point is, you can't be a real estate agent selling used cars, selling rental cars, selling electric, selling solar, selling matchsticks, selling t-shirts. You cannot do that. You can't have a bunch of stuff to sell because guess what you're doing? You're making way too many options for the person who's coming in and finally met you however they met you, whether it's online, in person, whatever the case may be. Okay? So here's what you got to start doing. You got to create your core product offer, and maybe one or two things behind it. So what am I talking about? What you got to do is you got to have one or two choices, max. One or two choices, max. Okay? That's it. Why is that? Do you know that one of the ways car companies have figured out how to get people to buy? Do you realize that's the reason why a Tesla is, what was it, last quarter did 1 million cars of electric vehicles, and and why last year alone they pushed more than anybody else. When they started coming out, they pushed more. Because one of the things that Tesla does not do is push a bunch of stuff at one time. They give you a couple of options. That's it. You get a couple of options. It's the reason why premium products only have a couple of options. It's the reason why Apple, even though you love a product, only comes really in one color. They didn't start doing the color thing. They got to wait. So if you remember back in the Macintosh days, the back of the bubble, I know I'm dating myself, but way back in the day, that bubble was like of several different colors, right? Same product. But for the longest, it's just white, right? Even a lot of their core products today are just silver. You can't get a colorful Mac Mini. Odd. You can't get an all black MacBook Pro. You can't get a purple. Nope, not gonna do that. You only get a couple of choices. There's a reason for that. You and I do not process well a bunch of options at one time. What we do process very well is one or two. You know, the movie theater figured this out too. Oh yeah, the movie theater figured that out. So today, what happens when you go to a movie theater? They have small, medium, and large. 3 choices. That's it. There's no extra small, extra medium, and extra large. It's small, medium, large. And the higher you go, they're showing you the more value you're getting. Which leads me to number 2. Number 2 is you've got to create bundles. You gotta start creating bundles. And I'm gonna tell you why creating bundles makes so much sense. Okay? So let's think about this for a second, all right? So if I've got 1 or 2 options, 3 at the most, and I start creating bundles, here's what's gonna happen as a result. People are gonna start to see the better value in me getting the bundle. How do I know this? All right, look. Let's just do some math. All right. So let's say, right? I'm just gonna put this up here. So let's say you got a small, you got the medium, and you got the large, right? So let's say in the small is $5, the medium is $10, right? And the large by itself is, $20. Okay? So let's say we've got this math, right? That's what the small, medium, and large is. But then what they do is they say, well, hey, you know what? You can get a large popcorn and a large drink for so a large popcorn and a large drink, right? They'll say, we'll give you that together for $35. What happens when you see that option, you start weighing it in your mind. You like, well, shoot, if I'm already going to buy a popcorn. Oh, and then you know what else they do? They add extra value for getting the bundle. What do they tell you about the large popcorn? What do they say, y'all, about a large popcorn? The large popcorn gets what? Free refills during your time here, right? Come on, y'all. Hopefully this is making sense, right? This is what they figured this game out. So now you're thinking to yourself, you're like, wait a second. I already know I'm going to get a large popcorn because it's me and my wife and my children, or, whatever, right? I know I'm not going to eat all the popcorn, so we're going to share that. And they're telling me I'm going to get a free I'm going to get free refills, right? I already know my kids are going to smash the popcorn. Cool. Let me spend the $35, right? You start weighing the option because there's a bundle. I'm telling y'all right now, I'm giving away some game right now. You got to start bundling some stuff. I don't care what your product or service is. You need to bundle it. Would you like to be able to know exactly what you need to do to scale and grow faster your side business? Well, look no further. You should jump into right now the Side Business Challenge. That's right. The Side Business Challenge is where it's at. I'm actually helping you as a corporate professional build and scale your side business faster, because that's the name of the game. I know you've been looking for a place to, how do I take what I'm doing and actually make it work to be creating a real revenue generating business? Well, join thesidebusinesschallenge.com. You do not want to miss it, because when you jump in, it's 5 days, 1 hour where I am helping you build a successful side business. I'm Chris Williams. I built my first successful side business to over 6 figures, and I've helped countless people do the same. And now I've got a challenge just for you. You know you've been wanting to build it. You know you want to make it for real, and you want to make it something legitimate that at least, what if all it did was pay all of your household bills? Could you imagine being able to go to work every day and all of your household bills are paid without leveraging your job money? Oh yeah, I can teach you that. And inside of the Side Business Challenge, I'm showing you how to level up inside of your career so that you show up in a big way. Yes, having that side business will teach you so much more than just money. Jump into thesidebusinesschallenge.com. I look forward to seeing you there. Oh, I don't care what it is. Figure out how you get it down to like 1 or 2 core product offers, right? And then you start bundling things. But here's the key word. Here's the key word, y'all. The key word I do not want you to miss is this big word: value. What's the value, y'all? Seriously, what is the value? Okay, let me wave my hand so this thing will pick up. What is the value ultimately, right? What is it? Understand that when you know what the value is of something, right? When you understand what that value is and how you're going to be able to get it, and what people will get as a result, it automatically makes your offer 10 times better. Okay? So what do we have? We have here right now, stop having so many things. Please, y'all, break stuff down. It does not mean you can't offer other things, but you gotta reduce the amount of options so you can increase the amount of buyers. Sounds counterintuitive, but it works all the time. It's in every business model. 2, you gotta start creating bundles of some sort. Yes, it might be higher ticket, but guess what that means? People see the value in it, right? People will see the value in it, right? So like I launched my book yesterday, right? From side hustle to side business. How anybody can take their product or service and turn it into story, success, and sales. But what am I offering? My offering is the book. But what am I offering as a bundle? If you buy the book now, you can get your ticket as well to my 3-day webinar, where I'm going to be dropping content that didn't even make it into the book. I'm not telling you guys something that I'm not already doing. Okay? I created a bundle. They're not only going to get the book, they're pre-ordering the book, and they're going to get to come to learn some great content that'll totally transform the way they do their side business or their full-time business. Right? That's the way you got to start thinking about your business, right? So, but it's got to have some value, y'all. It's got to be some kick butt value. You better be offering something. All right? You better be offering something. Don't just be telling people something. You better be offering something. Okay? All right. So, why is it then those two actually work? What's the reason? Why is it that niching down on a couple of different offers and having bundles work? There's a reason, and it has nothing to do with either one of your products or your bundles. Now remember, the backdrop is you got to create the environment. That's the backdrop. Here's the cool part. The cool part is this. The reason why this will work all day, every day, twice on every single day of the week is because, number 3, people are already buying. Yo, it is hard. Let's put it this way. Do not fall for the lie that you got to get somebody to buy something. You don't. You don't have to get anybody to do anything. We already are buying stuff. It's a part of your everyday life. You know how I know? Aren't you already buying gas? Even though you hate the prices. Aren't you already paying your phone bill? Even though you complain. Aren't you already paying for lights? Even though, right? Like, aren't you already paying your mortgage or your rent? Aren't you already, like, yo, we're already buying. That's the reason why the other two work. When you have niche down to 1 or 2 offers, and when you start bundling things and offering tremendous value, if you just remember, it's not about you. People are already buying stuff. People are already buying. Before they run into whatever it is that you have, before they found you on whatever platform or it doesn't matter where they found you. They're already buying. What you got to do is ensure that when they find you, you make it easy for them to grab what you have. How do we know? There are people who are diehards to certain brands, products, services, foods, even. And when they buy because they want to. And as a result of them buying because they want to, one of the things that happens is if they can't find whatever they already love, an alternate will do. Here's what I found though about the things that we're already like brand loyal on and everything else. There are times when whatever you're brand loyal to is not available. And we end up tripping over some alternative and we find out, oh my God, I wish I would have tried this a long time ago. Some of y'all are already like brand loyal to certain restaurants, certain foods, certain technology, certain tech companies, certain whatever. Like some of y'all are just some of y'all won't step in to a certain shoe store because of one bad experience. Some of you won't step into certain, like some of y'all don't like Best Buy for whatever your reason is. Some of y'all don't like certain shoe stores. Some of y'all don't like certain stores. Some of y'all don't even like certain movie theaters, right? Like my point is so, and the fact that you don't like a certain thing has nothing to do with the fact of whether or not you're going to spend money or not. You're already buying. You just then choose to pick up your dollars and go place it somewhere else. Some of you don't even stop at certain gas stations, right? My point is, listen, number 3, your people are already buying. Stop thinking your job with your product or service is to convince somebody to buy. It's not. What you got to remember is if you create, first of all, you got to create the environment, okay? If you create the environment, stop having so many things to sell, pick 1 or 2 choices, create bundles. Inside of those bundles, make some great value. Just remember, people are already buying, everybody. Is this helpful? Is this helpful? Because it helped me when it took the pressure off of me thinking I had to do so much. No, you don't. Every day, somebody's clicking a button to buy or walking into a store or some place to buy something. Every single day, every minute, every hour, for all of eternity. Not going to change. Not going to change. There's no point where 7.4, I think now, billion people are going to stop buying something. It's not going to happen. The only way that happens, all 7.4 billion people are dead. All right? So stop putting so much pressure on yourself for your side business or your full-time job business about like, how do I get somebody? I got to get people to buy from me. You don't have to get people to do anything. They do stuff because they want to. And the only reason why they haven't bought from you yet is because they don't know you exist. That's it. So understand, I just want to go back to this because I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you will get this, it will change everything for you. I promise it will. Apologies that for some reason I keep going dark. I think it's just because of the screen, so I'm going to stand next to it so that way we don't have no problems. All right, so y'all listen. If you get this about how to get somebody to buy from you, it will change the way you approach everything in your side business or your full-time business. Number 1, the environment. You have to create an environment for people to buy. If you want to learn more about that, pre-order the book, jump into the webinar that I've got coming up here soon. And this is a 3-day webinar. I'm going to talk to you about the book. That's why the book is called From Side Hustle to Side Business. How to take any product or service and turn it into success stories and sales. That's the reason why. Because we're talking a whole lot about this, but I'm showing you some things that didn't even make it into the book. Okay? Secondly, stop having so many options. Stop it. I know you want to do everything, but can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I want to give you a little advice. The reason why many of us want to try to sell people everything is because in the back of our mind, we don't want to miss any money. It is possible for you to have 100% of zero. It's very possible. It is very possible for you to have 100% of zero. And I'm not even trying to be funny. Like I'm dead serious. It is very possible for you to have 100% of zero. So my question to you is, would you like to have 100% of zero, or would you like to have, a good portion of something, right? Like I just want to help you out, right? I just want to help you out. So you create the environment. You stop having so many things to sell. If you create bundles, make sure those bundles have a lot of value, and just always keep in mind, people are already buying. They're already buying. You don't have to. There's no universe, as far as humans are concerned, where we're not buying something. People are already buying. So the key is, once you build the right environment for people to buy, and you make sure that you have 1 or 2 main things, and you've got, then I promise you, then the opportunities for potential buyers and repeat buyers goes up dramatically, just because you learn like, oh, okay, people are already buying stuff anyway. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I really wanted to drop this because it's something that I've been having conversations about, and I was like, man, I want to make sure that I give this to our community. So thank y'all for watching. Hey, if you're catching this on the replay, would you put hashtag replay at the bottom? And would you also comment on something that maybe hit you or that you learned based on what I was sharing in this video? Thank y'all so much. Have a great, incredible day. Hey, there's a ton more coming. As we talked about earlier, drop the announcement for the book. Make sure you go get your copy. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. Have a great, incredible day. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, well, whether that be on YouTube or you do it on Apple, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcast. I'm telling you, tons of great content there. More to come. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great, incredible day. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hey, go right now and get your pre-order copy. That's right. I wrote a brand new book with my business coach, Myron Golden. I can't believe I'm actually saying that out loud, but here's the cool part. We wrote this book together because one of the things I figured out was some people struggle with how to take any product or service and turn it into stories, success, and sales. Well, I wrote a book called From Side Hustle to Side Business. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do in order to be able to do all three in rapid succession. So go to FromSideHustleToSideBusiness.com. Make sure you pre-order your advanced copy, but guess what? There's more. Here's what you get to do. I'm actually so excited about the release of this book. I'm going to make sure that I help you learn about the principles and share some things that didn't even make it in the book. Well, how could you do that? You can order your ticket when you purchase your copy of a 3-day webinar that I'm doing. That's right, 3 whole days where I'm going to be sharing with you stuff that didn't even make it into the book about how you can literally do this and build your business the right way possible. The only way you're going to be able to do that is you got to go to FromSideHustleToSideBusiness.com, get your advanced copy, get inside the 3-day webinar, and I look forward to seeing you soon.